Guys, and welcome to my FPL Game Week 3 team reveal video today, guys. I'm going to be talking through any potential changes that I've made to my team, giving you guys a quick recap as to how we performed for Game Week 2, and then talking about how I'm going to look to line up before the upcoming Game Week 3. And yeah, I mean, Game Week 2 is interesting. Again, I was above the average. The average for both Game Weeks has been the same at 59, 57. I got 59 points in Game Week 1, 60 in Game Week 2. It was decent. I think Villa and Liverpool let me down. Villa were very unlucky that they should have kept a clean sheet and didn't. Leon Bailey not starting was obviously a bit of a shame. City were really good. Arsenal were fantastic. Certainly from an attacking perspective. Spurs were dreadful, but came away with a 2-2 draw. And showed the grit to still get a result from that game. So I'm still happy to keep Son, although he didn't really do too much in that game. I think on the whole, he's still going to be a good asset to keep. And Edison, again, another clean sheet, which is obviously very good. A lot of points there on the bench as well, 11 points. Neco Williams with a very good performance. Ward still picking up a point, and Andreas Pereira as well, coming in with a clean sheet, extra points as well. And I have decided to go make a transfer for the Game Week 3. There's just confirmation. Jesus was my best player and was in fact the best player of the game week. A fantastic return from him, and it's seen his ownership go up a lot again now, up to almost 75% for Game Week 3. And this is going to be my transfer for Game Week 3. Initially, I was thinking of getting rid of Leon Bailey and going in with Dewsbury Hall, who's someone who's played a lot more than Leon Bailey already so far this season, and had a very good performance in Game Week 1 at home to Brentford. But then I already had this in my head actually not too long after I made that video on Monday night. Someone commented, but I already had it kind of like, he literally said what I was thinking in my head was to take out Robertson and go in with Reece James in defence. Of course, I was also initially considering maybe getting rid of Robertson and going for a straight swap at 2.7 million players, going from Robertson to Cancelo, who's also shown very, very good form. But then I thought to myself, there might be other areas that I can upgrade the team further. If Leon Bailey isn't going to get the good game time that I initially thought he was going to do so, maybe that's a position where there's not lots of midfielders for around the 5 million mark that get like lots of game time and get great returns. So I was thinking it might be best remove Robertson, bring in Reece James, who's had a much better start to the season than Robertson in terms of points he's been able to get so far. And he's $1 million cheaper, so I've now got $1 million in the bank. And I'll look to improve Leon Bailey in the coming weeks to a much more better, more consistent scoring and playing midfielder. And obviously the thing with Robertson though as well, I'm going to keep Salah in the team, but Liverpool just don't look great. Robertson was not very good, so he got took off not long after the hour mark. In that game against Crystal Palace, which, you know, and Tsimikas came, and Tsimikas wasn't really any different at all than Robertson. But that just goes to show what Klopp thought of him in that game, you know, to take him off. And, you know, Arnold goes and plays the full 90, and then Robertson gets taken off just after an hour. Then maybe it comes down to match fitness, who knows? But if anything, I think it kind of was more of a show of he just didn't play very well at all. A lot of Liverpool's crosses by far came down that right-hand side with Trent and Salah rather than on the left-hand side. Obviously, Luis Diaz scored a great goal, but with Robertson, this wasn't a great performance from him, and it wasn't a great performance from I mean, we deserved to win the game, but ultimately we didn't, and you know, Palace arguably had still the best chances in the game themselves. You know, Zaha should have got a second goal for himself. So I'm just thinking to myself, maybe it's not best to own a Liverpool defensive assets at the moment, just because they look vulnerable to conceding goals. You look at Chelsea, they don't look quite as vulnerable, and Reece James has shown so far in 2 games a lot better in terms of his attacking play rather than Robertson, as far as I'm concerned. So of course, obviously, I hope that Liverpool and Robertson do well, but from an FPL perspective, I think Reece James is the right move to go for. And then this is how I'm going to look to line up for Game Week 3. I've still left Robertson's name there on the graphic for I should have changed that to Reece James, so my bad there. But this is how the team lines up at the moment. There are going to be changes at the moment. I've got Jesus as captain. And for me, there are 4 realistic choices for captain for this upcoming game week. You got Salah away to United. He's got a very good record against United. Haaland away to Newcastle. Son at home to Wolves. And then Jesus away to Bournemouth. So 4 realistic choices, but I'm probably going to be picking the cheapest of all those 4 options in Jesus, just because he seems to have played the best out of all of them so far. He really has hit the ground running so far for Arsenal. Martinelli as well. His ownership and his price is continuing to rise. I already had him before game week 1. Trippier, I'm going to keep. I know that obviously clashes with the City game, but I'm happy to keep him in the team. He's had some very good performances so far for Newcastle, and I don't really think I want to take him on now. I think the areas that I'm looking in, Andres Pereira has picked up a knock, so is 75% likely to play according to FPL. Cash has also picked up a muscle injury, but is also 75% likely. As it stands, this is the team that I'm going to go for, but there could be changes. Leon Bailey, of course, didn't start the game and only came late on against Everton, so potentially, if I know from when the Fulham press conference comes around and I get an update on Andres Pereira's injury, if it looks promising he's going to start, I will put him into the starting 11 ahead of Leon Bailey, and potentially I need to obviously hear about the situation with Matty Cash as well, and potentially Neco Williams after that good performance against West Ham could come into the team for that away game against Everton. So there could be a couple changes there, not in terms of transfers, but in terms of who gets into the starting 11 and who doesn't, and that is the questions mark. Does Andres Pereira and Neco Williams come in? Do both of them come in? Does one of them come in? Ideally, I would like to have Matty Cash in my starting lineup. With regards to Leon Bailey, in all honesty, I'd probably rather have Andres Pereira starting than Leon Bailey, because I think Andres Pereira, if he is fit, is a more likely starter than what Leon Bailey is. Leon Bailey was unlucky enough to come away with an assist when he came on. He provided a great pass to Ollie Watkins later on in that game, and his shot was saved comfortably by Pickford. But I just think in terms of guaranteed starts, Andres Pereira at Fulham looks a lot more likely. Having Salah away to Man United, I think it was, Liverpool have had 2 draws so far to start the season. They do look a little bit shaky at the moment. I think it's right just to keep one Liverpool asset at the moment. If Salah and Liverpool don't continue to perform, there could be other changes that I could make. Maybe I look to potentially get rid of Mohamed Salah, and if Kevin De Bruyne continues to be fit, maybe bring in Kevin De Bruyne, who's a little bit cheaper than Salah, and that would give us, it would enable me to have even more funds to go and then upgrade the likes of Matty Cash and Leon Bailey, because long term, Matty Cash and Leon Bailey, they're not the best options. Yes, they had favourable fixtures to start the season off, but then like game weeks 4, 5, 6 and 7 are a nightmare for Aston Villa, so I don't really want to have Villa assets from that point. The Villa assets haven't really paid off for me. Cash was unlucky enough to come away with a clean sheet against Everton, but they had that unlucky, own goal towards the back end of the game from Digne. But for the most part, I'm happy with the team. I'm happy to continue with the triple up of the Arsenal players. Arsenal got some fantastic upcoming fixtures, so I'm very, very happy with them. I'm happy to have Reece James in the team. Trippier is still a great player to have, and then obviously the double up of the 2 City players, and even keeping Heung-min Son as well, and even keeping Salah for the time being, I'm also happy with. So that's how my team at the moment lines up for Game Week 3, but there could be a couple of changes with Andres Pereira and Neco Williams potentially coming into the team. Ideally, I want Matty Cash to be able to play, but if not, Neco can come in. And ideally, if Andres Pereira, I can get some solid confirmation he's fit, I'll put him into the team. I think what I'll do anyway, I'll probably just put Andres Pereira into the team, and Leon Bailey can just go on that first subs bench. So, if Andres Pereira isn't fully fit, at least, Leon Bailey, with whatever minutes he gets, can come into the team. Or maybe I'll put Neco on the first subs bench. I've yet to decide. But yeah, in terms of transfers, we're all done for this game week. And hopefully we can continue to finish above the average. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later.